Hello guys, welcome to our video review, History. It doesn't matter what it's called, but the main thing is that it's about Street Fighter. Today we will plunge into the world of martial arts, learn interesting facts and historical details about each significant stage in the development of this iconic franchise. Let's go! The history of Street Fighter begins in 1987, when Capcom released the first game in the series in arcade machines. The game allowed players to choose one of two characters, Ryu or Ken, and fight against various opponents in the world of martial arts. Although the first Street Fighter was far from perfect, it laid the foundation for many innovations in the fighting game genre. For example, it was one of the first games who used special moves activated by button combinations, such as the famous Hadouken. Interestingly, the game had unique controls, special touch buttons for performing powerful attacks, which made it innovative for its time. The real breakthrough came in 1991 with the release of Street Fighter II. This game changed the fighting game industry forever. She introduced a system for selecting characters, each of whom had unique techniques and fighting style. Street Fighter II also introduced multi-layered special moves and a combo system, making combat deeper and more strategic. The success of the game was stunning. More than 60,000 arcade machines have been sold worldwide, and home versions on consoles such as the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis became bestsellers. Street Fighter II created a huge fan community and became a cultural phenomenon. Several updated versions of the game were released in the 1990s, including Street Fighter II Turbo and Super Street Fighter II, which added new characters and improved mechanics. In the 1990s, Capcom continued to develop the series, releasing numerous updates and additions to Street Fighter II. Spin-offs appeared, such as Street Fighter Alpha, which told the backstory of the events of the main series and introduced new characters and mechanics. Street Fighter Alpha featured more stylized graphics and a deeper story. This period also saw the release of crossovers such as X-Men vs. Street Fighter, which brought together characters from different universes and expanded the universe from Street Fighter itself. These games not only delighted fans of fighting games, but also contributed to the development of the genre, creating new standards of quality. Street Fighter III, released in 1997, attempted to bring a new level of depth and technique to the series. He introduced a parry system that allowed players to counterattack with to a split second, despite the innovations, and the game did not achieve the commercial success of its predecessors. However, the real triumph came with the release of Street Fighter IV. The game returned the series to its roots while adding modern graphics and mechanics. Street Fighter IV received critical acclaim and brought back the series' popularity, becoming one of the most successful games in the franchise. This part of the game introduced the new main character Abel, as well as many new characters such as Crimson Viper and El Fuerte. In 2016, Capcom released Street Fighter V, which continued to develop and improve the combat mechanics. The game was actively supported and updated, introducing new characters and arenas. Street Fighter V has also become a key game in the esports arena, with tournaments around the world and large prize pools. An important part of the game's popularity in esports was the Capcom Pro Tour, which brought attention to the series and ensured its stable place among the top fighting games on the world stage. To be continued. In 2023, Capcom announced and, of course, already released Street Fighter VI, which caused a wave of enthusiasm among fans. The game promised to bring new mechanics and improved graphics and an expanded roster of characters, of course. An important innovation was the drive system, which added even more depth to the combat process. Classic characters Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Guile also return, as well as new fighters. Capcom continues to set high standards in the fighting game genre, combining time-tested elements with innovation. Street Fighter is renowned for its unforgettable characters, each with their own unique story and fighting style. For example, Ryu, the symbol of the entire series, seeks excellence in martial arts and has powerful Hadouken and Shuriken attacks. Chun-Li is the first female fighter in fighting games, uses his incredible speed and leg strength to defeat his enemies. Guile is an officer, American soldier, known for his sonic boom and flash kick attacks. Zangief, already a Russian wrestler, uses his powerful holds to dominate the arena. Each of these characters has become an icon in the world of video games and has a huge fan base. With each new release of the Street Fighter series, the roster of characters has expanded significantly. Street Fighter V, for example, started with 16 characters, but regular updates and additions have increased the number to 45. This allowed players to try new fighting styles and strategies. The expansion of the roster also included the introduction of characters from other Capcom games and entirely new fighters, which kept the game interesting for many years. The Street Fighter has left its mark not only in video games, but also in cinema and other media. In '94, the film Street Fighter was released with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Gala and Raul Julia as Mr. Bison. Despite mixed reviews, the film gained a cult following among fans. In 2009, the film Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li was released, focusing on the history of Chun-Li. In addition, many animated series and films have been released, such as Street Fighter II: The Animated Movie, which received acclaim for its animation and fidelity to the original material. The Street Fighter series has come a long way since its debut in 1987. It has become an integral part of gaming culture, inspiring millions of players and developers around the world. Street Fighter continues to evolve and delight its fans with new games and events. With the release of Street Fighter VI, the series received a new round of development, combining the past and the future in one battle arena. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of one of the greatest video game series of all time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe to our Telegram channel. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. This is the end.